I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Area drivers are enjoying the reopening of a major roadway, but they're being cautioned to prepare for a final stage of work. John Arking reports.
Even though A1A recently reopened, Flagler Beach City Manager Larry Newsom says you can still expect road work in January.
There's still some things that has to be done. There's still additional layer called a friction course that will be going on both lanes, north and south. The utilities are good to go, but you do a walkthrough, a punch list, and that'll go on during January. But most likely there will still be some temporary detours within that same section of roadway between 7th and 23rd. So I want everybody to understand that, and it may be a full detour, but it'll be a short detour from what I'm being told, just so they can take care of some things.
Newsom says the final opening should come at the end of the month, which would take it to about 300 days in length. He says that with incentive bonuses, the contractor has every reason to finish it up on time and move on to their next project. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines.
Detours and lane closures at the airport are expected for the next 3 months. Tony Magoo has the details.
On Monday, a new entry road project starts, repaving of a stretch of Aviation Drive just south of State Road 100, and an upgrade to the access road at the adjacent shopping plaza that's under construction. You can expect delays and lane closures in that area. The county's using gas tax dollars to pay for the project. During their December 2nd board meeting, commissioners earmarked $333,000 from cash reserves. That should cover costs for labor, materials, equipment, survey testing, contingencies, and a new contractor. Commissioners voted to hire GPS Civil Construction, a Daytona Beach contractor, for about $172,000 during that same meeting. Aviation Drive sits across the highway from Flagler Palm Coast High School, and it's the only road into the airport. Road work is scheduled to begin Monday on the northern end of the thruway, according to a county statement announcing the start of construction. The project should be finished by May 1st. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Resiliency is the new buzzword.
And Flagler County Administrator Jerry Cameron says they're working on combating sea level rise. He says since we're just a few inches above sea level, we've got to be proactive, not reactive.
Our beach has a section that we partnered with DOT with that has the sheet piling armament for it. It's really interesting technology. Then to the southern part is going to be traditional protection of the beach by building up the dunes. And then to the north is probably going to end up being sort of a hybrid system.
He says all three systems will be the perfect experiment to determine what works best. He also called for a broad study of the issue to determine best practices for a concrete plan.
It's sort of formidable to undertake it because it's a huge issue.
How does the city of Bunnell deal with its old utilities?
City Manager Alvin Jackson says they make a plan.
In the next 3 weeks, we will be presenting to the board that master utility plan, which not only addresses the issues and the challenges, but it also will outline the costs and possible funding sources.
Jackson said they spent all of last year organizing the work that the city needs to do to update its utility infrastructure. He said that Bunnell is already working with the USDA on a grant to help pay for the expanding wastewater system that Jackson said is a top priority. To listen to the entire interview, download the Flagler radio app and then head over to the Free for All Friday pod. Tomorrow, is Bunnell in the utility business? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.